Lesson 12, Why English is So Hard. Here in this poem, the poet expresses why English is a hard language. Let me read this poem for you. We'll begin with a box and the plural is boxes. But the plural of ox should be oxen, not oxes. You may find a lone mouse or a whole lot of mice, but the plural of a house is houses, not highs. If the plural of man is always called men, why shouldn't the plural of pan be called pen? And I speak of a foot and you show me your feet, but I give you a boot, would a pair be called beat? That one may be that, and three may be those, yet the plural of hat would never be hose. The masculine pronouns are he, his and him. But imagine the feminine she, shiz and shim. So our English, I think you will all agree, is the trickiest language you ever did see. Now, my dear children, let me explain the first stanza. We'll begin with a box and the plural is boxes. But the plural of ox should be oxen, not oxes. Now here we all know in singular and plural, the word which ends with x changes to its plural form by adding ex. And therefore, box changes to boxes in the plural form. So the poet here is telling us if box is changing to boxes, why not ox change to oxes? But what is the plural of ox? Oxen. So English is a funny language. We move to the next stanza. You may find a lone mouse or a whole lot of mice, but the plural of a house is houses, not highs. Now once again here a single mouse. Mouse is a singular word and the plural of mouse is mice. So likewise, if the word house, which is a singular form, when it changes to plural becomes houses and not highs. So here again the poet is trying to tell us there is no uniform rule for a singular word and a plural word. Mouse is becoming mice and house becoming houses. Why not highs is the question raised by the poet. The third stanza. If the plural of man is always called men, why shouldn't the plural of pan be called pen? Now here man is a singular form of a word. Now man turns into plural and we call it men, right? So if pa and pan, which is in the singular form, should change to plural by saying pen. But here we do not say pan, pen, but we call it pan, pans. So again the poet here is confused. Man changing to men, but pan does not change to pen. We move to the next stanza. And I speak of a foot and you show me your feet, but I give you a boot, would a pair be called beat? Once again the question raised by the poet here is, if I ask you to show a foot, foot is a singular word, and you show me your feet, feet is the plural of the word foot. So he's asking, if I show you a boot or I give you a boot, would a pair be called beat? Again, there is confusion. Foot changing to feet in the plural form. So boot should change to beat. But it is not the case. Now we move to the next stanza. That one may be that, and three may be those. Yet the plural of hat would never be hose. Again here we use the word that for things which are far and in the singular form. So, if any object is far away and it is more than one, it changes to those. So, that, those. So, hat should change to hose. Does it change so? No. Hat changes to hats in the plural form. So, once again, we know that there are no rules in English which is same all the time. The next stanza. The masculine pronouns are he, his and him. But imagine the feminine she, shish and shim. Now masculine refers to the gender which speaks about male, boys. And pronoun is a word which is used instead of a noun. So now if you are talking about a masculine pronoun, we use the pronoun he, his and him. But in the feminine form, that is feminine gender means a girl. We speak about females or girls in the feminine gender. So it should actually become she, hers and her. But here it is saying that in the feminine it should change to she, shish and shim. Is not the case. So again the poet expresses himself. This is the reason why English is so hard, it's so difficult, because he, his, him in the pronoun in the masculine form should become she, shish and shim in the feminine form. The next stanza. So our English, I think you will all agree, is the trickiest language you ever did see. So after listening to the whole poem, my dear children, I'm sure even you must be thinking like the poet, that English is the trickiest language. Trickiest means it's the difficult language. It is also called as the funny language because there are no rules which apply the same way for all the words, or in all situations the same rule does not apply, as we saw from the beginning of the poem to the end of the poem. Therefore, the poet expresses himself and says that English is so hard. Thank you, my dear children.